So, Tron ARES is real. No, seriously, this is not another one of those phantom sequels you hear about every few years that vanish faster than your New Year's resolution. It's actually happening. Disney is officially going back to the grid, and Jared Leto is leading the charge. Yes, that Jared Leto. The man's in everything from Oscar bait dramas to whatever Morbius was. But before you roll your eyes and mutter, "It's Tron time," let's dive deep into what this movie is and how it came to be, who's in it, and whether it's gonna rule the box office or get derezzed. The journey to Tron ARES has been complicated, like trying to explain the Kingdom Hearts plot to a casual gamer. Complicated. After Tron Legacy lit up the box office in 2010 with neon lights and Daft Punk's Divine soundtrack, Disney quickly said, "We're making a sequel." Franchise creator Steven Lisberger and the original writers were brought back. Garrett Hedlund and Olivia Wilde were rumored to return, and John Krasinski said he'd do it once he wrapped Oblivion. The working title was a Tron with a 3 in the middle because apparently no sci-fi sequel can escape the curse of leet speak. But over the next few years, writers dropped out, new ones were brought in, and Disney kept teasing us like an ex who just wants to talk. Then came Tomorrowland, which flopped harder than a pancake in zero gravity, and Disney got cold feet. Tron 3 was shelved and cancelled, derezzed. But the grid wasn't done with us. In 2017, like a wild plot twist, Jared Leto entered the chat. He was set to star as a new character named ARES, left over from earlier scripts. Suddenly, it wasn't a sequel anymore, it was a reboot. Or maybe a standalone sequel, or a reimagining. Look, nobody knew, but it had momentum again. Then in 2020, Lion director Garth Davis was announced as director. Jesse Wigoto was still writing, and Disney had a pulse on this thing again. But in 2023, Davis stepped down, probably after realizing how many glow-stick metaphors he'd had to commit to. Enter Joaquin Running, known for Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Say what you will, the guy knows how to handle big-budget, effect-heavy films with convoluted lore. And then Hollywood strikes. The WGA SAG-AFTRA strikes in 2023 delayed filming, but finally, production started in January 2024 in Vancouver and wrapped in May. Like a phoenix made of pixels, Tron ARES was alive. So, Jared Leto will appear as ARES. Look, his casting may be controversial, but the man commits. If he shows up to set in a glowing bodysuit speaking binary, no one will be shocked. Greta Lee joins the roster as Eve Kim. And if her work in Russian Doll and Past Lives is anything to go by, she'll bring the emotional gravity that sci-fi often lacks. Evan Peters, Mr. Quicksilver himself, plays Julian Dillinger. Yep, the last name probably means he's connected to the Dillinger legacy from the earlier Tron films. Prepare for daddy issues and digital espionage. Then we've got Hassan Minhaj, who may or may not be playing a stand-up comic stuck in the grid. Probably not. But if he makes one self-aware joke about how weird Tron is, I will not be cheering. Jodie Turner-Smith brings her commanding screen presence, Arturo Castro and Cameron Monaghan add more young blood, and Sarah Desjardins rounds up the group. And then boom, Gillian freaking Anderson shows up. If she's not the villain, I'll eat my light disc. That voice, that presence, she has to be running some kind of rogue program or AI black site. Of course, Jeff Bridges is back as Kevin Flynn. Whether he's Ghost Flynn, Hologram Flynn, or digitally reconstructed Zen Master Flynn, it doesn't matter. The dude abides. Joaquin Ronin is at the helm now, bringing a glossy blockbuster sensibility to this neon-drenched universe. With Jesse Wigoto and Jack Thorne tag teaming the script, we might get a story that hits both the head and the heart. Thorne's known for complex human stories, like his Dark Materials, and Wigoto has been Tron's script director since 2012, so he knows the lore inside and out. Or at least he knows how to pretend to. According to Disney, the story follows ARES, a sophisticated program who enters the real world on a dangerous mission. You know, your standard AI comes to a world thing, except this time it's wrapped in a sleek neon hoodie and backed by an industrial rock soundtrack. The concept is basically Ex Machina meets Ready Player One, but cool looking, and hopefully with fewer Spielberg monologues. Filming took place in Vancouver with key scenes shot on the Cambie Bridge, shut down overnight for shoots. So, if you saw a guy in a red glowing armor standing on a bridge 2 a.m. in January, congrats, you were watching Hollywood in action. You were not hallucinating. The working title during production was Velcro, which is hilarious because that sounds like the most low-tech fabric imaginable for a high-tech movie. Props to whoever made that joke in the Disney offices. Jeff Cronenweth, cinematographer for The Social Network and Fight Club, is handling visuals, which means this might be the most moody, gorgeously lit Tron yet. Less glow sticks at the rave and more cyberpunk noir. Also, Tyler Nelson is editing it. He worked with David Fincher, so expect precision cuts sharper than a SARC data blade. Oh, and the soundtrack? Daft Punk's not back, but it's okay because 9 Inch Nails is stepping in. That's right, Trent Reznor and Atticus Rose are bringing industrial chaos to the grid. They're scoring it as 9 Inch Nails, not as themselves, which they say gives them more creative freedom. Expect the music to slap, to punch, and then scream in ones and zeros. Let's be honest, Tron Legacy didn't break the world open in 2010, but it made enough to keep the light cycles running. The challenge here is that Tron is a niche brand. It doesn't have the MCU name or the Star Wars built-in fan base. It's the weird sci-fi cousin people only visit when they want a hit of synth nostalgia. But there's a lot working in its favor. A stacked cast, a killer score, a fresh director, and a premise that taps into the very real fear of AI walking into your home and asking to crash on your couch. If Disney markets this right, not just to Gen Z but to 80s and 2010 fans, this could be a breakout hit. Worst case, cult classic. Best case, a surprise sci-fi sleeper that reboots the entire franchise into a whole new frontier. Critically? Well, that's a coin toss. If the story actually lands and avoids turning into techno mumbo-jumbo soup, critics might dig it. If not, it'll be called visually stunning, but narratively hollow. And the internet will do its thing. So, Tron ARES is coming, and whether you're hyped, hesitant, or just there for the retro futuristic vibes, the laser frisbees, it's shaping up to be one of the most intriguing sci-fi releases of 2025. Will it be a glitch in the system or the next great evolution of the grid? We'll find out on the 10th of October this year. Until then, stay de-rezzed, stay curious, and hey, don't trust any AI who offers you a ride on a light cycle without a helmet. So, are you looking forward to this sequel? Let me know in the comments. And also please do like and subscribe to Muveematic. Till next time, you go see yourself a great movie. Peace.